this evening in the first of a three-part series called The Lowdown Nerdy Guide to Public Art. My name is Adriana Gallego. I'm here with the Arizona Commission on the Arts, and I'm really excited and thrilled to be partnering once more with the Phoenix Office of Arts and Culture and our generous hosts, Phoenix Art Museum, to bring you these series of workshops to help develop your career in public art and demystify the process so that it's more accessible for you in your future learning. We've been hearing from many of you who have participated in previous workshops that you want some more in-depth understanding of how the process works, and you want an opportunity to network and get to know each other. So we're planning 2 more events at the last Wednesday in April and the last Wednesday in May. We hope you will join us this evening. As an incentive, we have a drawing occurring at the end of the evening. We'll be pulling some numbers out of a bag, and some of you may walk away with this beautiful constructions book on the work of Al Beadle, published by Gnosis Limited, and or you will walk away with this wonderful studio projector that was donated on behalf of Americans for the Arts. They gave us a few of these to give out at the end of the evening to further enhance your studio experience and so that you can be prepared in case of an emergency. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my partner in crime, Rebecca Bloom-Rothman, who will introduce our presenter this evening. Thank you for coming.
Thanks again for coming out. We did do the webinar, so we heard back, but it would be really nice to learn more in depth about the local programs, and not just the local programs, but really how do you get from point A to point B. So as Adriana just pointed out, as the series continues, tonight we're talking about presentation and basically what happens when you become a finalist. How do you build a proposal and a presentation? The next one in April is about design team. How do you build a team? How do you work within a team, and what are the roles within that team? And then the final one, we'll talk about the design process. So I hope you can join us for all 3. It would be great to see you all there. There's a ton of materials out on the table, and I would urge you to take one of everything. Adriana brought just amazing stuff from the state art agency, the Arizona Commission. There's an artist guide for professional skills. There's also the artist guide working with the Phoenix Public Art Program. I'd urge you all to take one. But I also want to talk about Americans for the Arts, which Adriana just mentioned with the Artist Studio Guide. Americans for the Arts is a membership that is well worthwhile. There's membership forms up at the table. The Public Art Network is a great resource. As a member, you have access to all kinds of information in terms of contracts, copyright, in terms of finding a fabricator. There's also lists for national art opportunities. It's a fabulous organization. So if you have a chance, grab the membership form, but also take a look at their website. I think you'll find it really informative. This is the organization that hosted the webinars that we hosted. They gave the webinars, and we shared the registration. So again, and then my final announcement or plug is for a dedication we have on Friday, and I put some of these flyers out. We're dedicating Curiouser and Curiouser, a project by Mary Lucky with David Apple at the Arizona Science Center, and it's a totally cool project and really exciting. So if you're out and about on First Fridays, plan to stop by, because it'll be worth your while. With that, I'll give a really brief overview. I know that those of you who attended the webinars have probably seen some of the information I'm going to give tonight, but before I hand it over to Collab Studio, I just kind of want to set it up and tell you a little bit about our program and how we operate. And is this light okay? Because I can turn out the lights. Do you want to try the lights off? Or not? Yeah. Put me in the dark. It's a good thing. go to an artist and an artist team for construction to develop something, a project within that. It's a voter-approved passage. It's by city ordinance. We currently have about 120 projects completed. We had 11 complete this past year, so that number is probably higher than 120. And approximately 80 projects in various stages of design and construction at the moment. Every project's different. I'll just say it right there. We try and categorize it as being 4 different project types, but the reality is with public art, everything that we're able to do is different, unique in some way. So the way we think about it is there's temporary projects, site-specific projects, design team, and portable works. Design team is probably the type of project we're best known for. Phoenix is a relatively young city, and unlike northeastern cities or cities like San Francisco that are a little bit older and the infrastructure has kind of been there for a while, we have the ability to actually fuse artwork into the infrastructure, so an artist can be part of the construction design team. What you're looking at is Arizona Falls. It's a project along the Arizona Canal, or the canal at 56th and Indian School. Max Harries and Les Hader, along with Steve Martino, created. Design team projects can be anything from bridges, transit shelters, trails, connectors, overpasses. And when we say design team, what we mean is that there's a real collaboration between an architect, a landscape architect, an engineer, and an artist, or any combination thereof. It's usually a pretty all-encompassing project, and it has pretty interesting place. Another example is the 27th Avenue Solid Waste Management Facility. This is Lene Blatt and Michael Singer. And this was pretty transformative. It took what is usually a municipal space, kind of closed off in the back, the recycling center, kind of in the bowels of the city, and opened it up, made it a really beautiful public gathering space. And it was the artist who brought this view to it. How do you make something of a human scale and more personal? Another example, the Baseline Road streetscape. This is the before, after an artist team was involved. The artist looked at the history of the area, how to bring some shade, comfort, and beauty to the transit areas, and gave the neighborhood kind of an overall signature feeling. So when you drive down this road, you know that you are on the Baseline Road. Temporary projects, something that we like to do and get to do from time to time. They're usually smaller budget projects, but they allow us to be a little bit more experimental. This is Donald Bodness. He did a performance in the public library where he would blend into the library and then from time to time break away from the library. Another example is Citizen Eyes by the late Lou Alquist. Oh, can I just, is this better? You have to hold it right. Is this better? Okay, there we go. Citizen Eyes by the late Lou Alquist was projected on the Wells Fargo building so that somebody was watching City Hall at all times. The 7th Avenue streetscape is basically an outdoor gallery. In recent years, we've added poetry to it. So on the front of the transit shelter, you'll see artwork, and on the back, we've got poetry. We do a poetry reading to dedicate the project every year. That's coming up on April 21st, and it's a rocking good time, so mark that in your calendars. This is at 7th Avenue, just north of Indian School. Site-specific projects are, as you might imagine site-specific would be, there is a site, and the artist has to work with said site. You're looking at the Phoenix Municipal Court by Brad Goldberg, and this is another place where design team and site-specific sometimes work together. There are specific constraints. This is the site, this is how much space you have to work with, this is kind of the particulars of it, and then the artist has to solve the problem. A good example of that is the Louise Bourgeois piece in the Convention Center. Art is a guarantee of sanity, and if you have not gone to see this piece, I would really recommend it. It's pretty, I know I'm saying that everything's fantastic, of course I think everything's fantastic, but this one really looks like the building was wrapped around the artwork. It's just built perfectly for the space. Right outside the art museum along the light rail, you've got Color Box Mural by June Kaneko. It does an amazing job of letting you know from the train that the space you're coming into is unique and special. Portable works are something that we've got almost 1,000 pieces, I think, 900 pieces perhaps, in the collection. They're displayed in city buildings. Anytime you go to the library, anytime you go to pay your water bill, anytime you're in City Hall, fire stations, you'll see artwork, and that's part of the municipal collection. They can be anything from printmaking to sculpture to ceramic pieces to paintings. This is a pretty interesting area for those of you who are studio artists. Generally, the work is purchased outright. It's not necessarily commissioned. The courthouse collection is a good example of that. A curator was commissioned to select work for the courthouse as it was being built. And so when you're in the municipal courthouse, you'll see a great print collection, including these works. So this is the kind of where we get to where we are tonight. In selecting an artist, a call goes out. Artists submit their materials. We put together a selection panel. The selection panel, you should know, never includes any staff from our office. The selection panel is always arts professionals, community members, and staff from the funding department. So for example, if the capital project is water related, we'll have a staff member from the water department on the selection panel. The panel selects the artist or recommends the artist. We as staff simply facilitate the process. And I shouldn't say simply because it's really not simple, but we facilitate. We are not involved with the selection. And once that recommendation's been made, we take it on to our advisory board. Once it's been approved by the commission, it goes on to city council, and then the artist can be contracted. Where we're talking about tonight with giving presentations happens somewhere between the selection panel and the panel recommendation. Generally, panels are a two-step process, not all the time, but generally. The first selection panel meets, or it's the same selection panel, they meet, they go through the submissions, and they'll finalize maybe 5 people. Those 5 people then come back with their proposals and their interview process. That's the stuff we're going to talk about tonight. Selecting an artist from studio to public. If you've seen these presentations, you've probably heard this before, but I'm going to go through it anyway. It's a good story.